We're going to move on to the Liverpool game now and try and come away from this triggered mindset we're in. So while we're on the Liverpool game, obviously it's Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates this weekend. I've seen a number of people saying that this is an absolute must-win for Arsenal. Do you agree?
Yes, because I think we showed last year that when you win these type of games, especially your home games, you put yourself right up there at the end of the season. And that's exactly what we did. We beat Liverpool at home last season. I know United were nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. But we beat them. We beat City at home. When you're winning all these important key games, smash Chelsea a couple of times. Like when you're winning those kind of games, it just puts you in a better position, And then obviously you can't afford to lose the smaller games as we've seen, because the smaller games are the ones that hurt us. But with this Man City team that are relentless and then they hit this form in January, February, you want to be in a good position by the time that comes. And this season, you've got Onslaught and these boys involved in it as well. So you just need to make sure that you grab what you can at home.
Right, you guys?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. The atmosphere around Liverpool is really serene. They've got this new manager come in. He's got a nice system of play. And they've had a nice, steady start, quite a comfortable start from difficulty point of view. And they come in with a lot of serenity. They're winning football matches in a nice way, not by smashing people, just by the odd goal. And then Arsenal, we're all over the place. We've got injuries, we've got suspensions. and it's like, why? We just, I think it is important to win the game. And it's really important not to lose it, if I'm honest with you. It's really important not to lose it. But it'd be great to win it, because it just reset things a little bit. Reset things in our minds to say, hey, we're okay. We're in contact. It's really strange. I'm going to say something else. I'm not sure how much it scans, but there have been times when Man City have started seasons like this. And we've all gone, they're just there in the background, ready and waiting to come through later in the season. No one's worried at Man City. They're going to hit form. They don't top the running stats early in the season. They just chug around the pitch, getting point. They stay in touch. Then they go, bang, hit the pedal. Because we've not done anything yet, because we've not won the big ones yet, the trust index with Arsenal isn't really there for us to say, don't worry, lads, we're 4 points behind. It's going to be okay. So we're in a different place. And it's interesting to see how we go. I just can't wait till the team comes back.
But they've got two teams, Clive. That's the difference. Yeah. They've got two teams, man. Like, if you ain't got Kevin De Bruyne, it's absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? You've still got
a good point.
Rodri, you've still got all your other players. So I thought we were going to win the league as soon as Rodri was injured. I was like, yes, but we have to worry about ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
My concern with the Liverpool game is just who's going to play in that defence after Calafiori went off on Tuesday. Obviously, Timber missed the game. No Tomiyasu, who's got a very good record against Salah when he plays up against him. And I'm trying to think of a worse team to play when you've got a full-back crisis. And I'm not really sure there is, other than Liverpool. So, I mean, that for me feels huge, who you play at the full-backs against, Salah and probably Diaz or Gakpo.
So we've spoken about the injury list. So do you think Arsenal can win if they are without, and it's a list indeed, Saka, Calafiori, Timber, and then Saliba and Odegaard?
Ooh.
I know.
It's close to half.
It's a list indeed.
Yeah, half your first team. It's pretty close to, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 of those players were in team of the season, last season, so they're not scrubs, so they can play. So yeah, I'm hopeful that Saka will get there. I'm honest with you. That's the chat online.
What have you heard?
I'm not going to say what I've heard. But I'm hopeful. It's out there, isn't it, Simon? It's out there that he's hopefully in a good place the weekend. Not certainty yet. No news on Timber. And Calafiori news is a little bit negative. So that's as of today. But we'll see. Can we do it? I'd like to see Saka back. That would be interesting to get Saka back in. And I'd like to see Timber back. If you give me 2 of the 5, for me, those are the 2 that could make it, I would be okay. I think we could do it, but we need those 2.
Timber v Salah for me would be if I was picking someone to go against Salah, I think he'd be, out of all the defenders, I think he'd be the one you want.
Yeah. So what's your answer? Because you said who you want back, but what is your actual answer here?
Well, if buts and maybes, right? If we don't have those 5, it's all on, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's all on. It's going to be tough. But I'm not going to say we're not going to win, because I still think we'll come up with something. But if you lose 5 of your top quality players, any team,
It's tough.
it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't Disneyland, right? This is real, and they would go for us, wouldn't they? They see it as opportunity, and they would go for us. But let's see what they're like when they're tested. Because against Chelsea, they were good. I thought they were efficient, but there were still cracks there, right? So let's see.
Clive, what do you think of Liverpool then this season?
Well, I think they're okay. I like what he's done. I've got to be honest with you. I think he's changed, to have the bravery to change the dynamics of a team, to create different pace within the team, gears of build-up. They go slow, they go quicker, they go up, set and back, and then go through on the sides. They use Salah in a way, and they want to use him as a playmaker, but then he sneaks into the box and he can finish. And they found something that I didn't think they had in Gravenberch. They found a player out of nowhere. They lost out on Zubimendi, and I thought, they're in trouble now. They're in trouble now. And suddenly I just put him back there, and I think he's a fantastic option for them. Yes. And he has been tremendous. So that's my worry, really. They've found their midfield. They've got 6 great attackers, and their defenders have been together for 8 years, right? So it's going to be tough, right?
Hey. I need some. No refill. Where's the producer?
Do you think physically, without the ball, Gravenberch is good enough to be that, number 6 in a title-winning team?
I think at the moment he's got a lovely little let the ball run past him move. So he's got that move, and he can progress, and it's nice. But I didn't think he'd be as good as he has been. However, I do think that we can test them. And for me, the areas to test them is in the fullback areas. They're great players. Trent is a generational player. Let's be honest, he can be got at. He can be got at.
Agreed.
Robertson is not the player he was 3 years ago.
Agreed.
Madueke had a good time with him the other day, right? So that's the area where I want to see us go. And everything we do and we play, we flow for the team, and we go there or we go there. And when we get there, then we join. Right? So it's important to have Saka and Martinelli play. And when they play, Liverpool will be very concerned about them, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll be honest with you. I'm not filled with confidence when you said how good Liverpool have been, because they've been really good. And I think even when you look at their centre backs, Virgil and Konate, I have a lot of respect for them, because let's be honest, when you've got those 2 wingers flying like that, and still they're not really conceding. I think they've conceded, was it 3 this season or something so far, which is very impressive in the league anyway, I believe. So. Yeah, when you look at that and you look at how they're shaped up, and Gravenberch, and I'm always wary of Jota. He's usually done well against us as well. I think it's one of those ones there where we're just going to have to be fighting. We really are going to have that dog in us to say this is our home. Because if you was to put our current 11 with the injuries versus theirs, I do think they trump us. But we have to use that home advantage and the experience that we've had from the last 2 seasons. That's the only way that I can see us winning the game. I will be disappointed if we draw, in a sense where you want to win those games overall. But on paper, I can understand if we end up drawing the game.
Martinelli, I think, will be key, because he so often has a good game against Trent. Really direct, goes at him, uses his pace. Obviously, we spoke about him being in great confidence. I think he will have a massive part to play, particularly if Arsenal are trying to play a bit on the counter a bit more than they normally would. That will be the outball over Trent, and if Trent wants to tuck in, it's going to leave space for Martinelli.
Yeah.
So then let's have a look at the last 5 Premier League games at the Arsenal, between Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool with the 2 wins to Arsenal's 3 in the past 5 seasons, and then in the last 2 seasons, Arsenal have beaten Liverpool at home and earned a point away. What do you think of that?
Well, we haven't cracked Anfield yet, and that is one of the to-do things on our list. Like I say, with our normal team, I'll be pretty confident. I think we make big steps. There was a time when Liverpool, not so long ago, would come and we'd all be sitting there thinking, okay,
it's 3-0, mate.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble here. We're in trouble. And they were physically bigger than us. I remember Van Dijk playing against Lacazette, just standing there on the halfway line. I'm thinking, this is going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. And so yeah, but we've changed. You know, we've changed. And to watch Kai Havertz play against their centre-backs last year, he had them. Kanate got sent off, he had them. He had them running. And so we've got the ability to impact their backline, and they know it. They know it. And so their goalkeeper, okay, he's a good goalkeeper, but he's not the goalkeeper who's the best in the world. And so
He's pretty still up there, though.
he's good. He's good. And Jota, I'm not sure how healthy Jota is, Joel. So let's hope, because he is a good player for them against us. He always turns up. So yeah, I'm hopeful, but it comes down to health and fitness, I'm afraid. It really does. That dictates my confidence level. In that hour and 15 minutes, when that team comes up on the phone, it's gonna be a lot of people looking to see what it looks like.
The mindset has definitely shifted, though. I think the discussion we had there, saying the players out injured might have a chance. A few years ago, probably would have said that when everyone was fit, said, "Oh, maybe we've got a chance." So that's literally where the bar has moved to. I think the performance at Anfield just before Christmas last year, where they dug in, really gritty, got a point where, again, how many times have Arsenal rolled over at Anfield? And I do agree with Clive. I think when that team sheet drops an hour and 15 before, and the fans see who's in it, and if they see Saka in there, see a few other players in there, that will dictate what the atmosphere is like. And I think that is honestly the biggest moment of the weekend, when that team drops and we see who's playing.
And quickly, what about you two? If you could pick any of those 5 players, who would you want?
I think Saka, first and foremost. For me, you need him fit. That is our star boy. I was, after the Euros, I was dying for us to get a forward player in his position. I was crying, he can't play again, and he's hardly taken a break since 2021. But he came back, and what a start. And he's just shown to me that people love to have that debate whether he's world class or not. My answer is I don't care, as long as he carries on doing what he's been doing for Arsenal. And secondly, maybe Calafiori, because of his versatility. And I think he's just such a good player. So I would love to have those two. I'll be a lot more confident you've got those two. If not Calafiori, Timber as well, like what Clive said earlier on. I love the way they do this thing where when we're taking goal kicks, he goes and he stands in between the two opposing midfielders, so that either for him to receive the ball or for him to be a distraction. I love when we're playing those tactical games. But yeah, I'll go for Calafiori and Saka.
I would be really tempted to say Timber for the tactical aspects against Salah, but I think I would say Saka, partly because of his leadership. I think he is now an absolute leader in this team. He's not a boy anymore, he's a man. He is a really big presence on that pitch. And also for the set pieces, to be honest. That delivery from his set pieces is so good. And in big games, we've seen Saka to Gabriel, and I would want him in the team. I mean, the other night we saw Trossard taking him with his left foot. That's how desperate they were for an in-swing corner. So for that, I'd have him. But I just think Saka, I think his role in this team is absolutely huge as a leader, and I think having him on the pitch on Sunday will be big.
Now let's get the Liverpool perspective. Joining us now is Liverpool fan and content creator Jamie Storey. Hey Jamie.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Feeling very happy at a few Arsenal fans. Feeling a bit scared for Sunday.
Oh yeah, we can see this coming. So we've just been looking at the recent meetings between the two sides. Your team has lost the last 2 league games at the Emirates, but coming into this one in good form. How are you feeling about the game this weekend?
Yeah, I think obviously with the injuries Arsenal have, there's obviously a lot of confidence there from Liverpool fans. But obviously travelling to the Emirates, we haven't had a lot of success recently. I think last season it was an even game, but I think Arsenal set up well, especially catching Liverpool out a lot in the counter attack, and probably deserved to win. I think Arteta did set them up well. But I think this season, the way Liverpool are playing at the minute with the confidence, Arsenal probably haven't started how they would have liked so far. The Bournemouth loss as well would obviously be a big blow, but I think Liverpool fans should have a bit of confidence going into the game on Sunday.
So on that point, then obviously Liverpool are full of confidence and Arsenal are coming into this game really quite depleted. Is this any extra pressure then on Liverpool to perform for this game?
Yeah, I think Roy Keane talked about this before, and he said when Arsenal went to the Emirates last year, to the Etihad last year, they said sometimes you have to go and beat a rival in a title match, and I think that's where Liverpool are coming into if they want to actually stamp down where they want to be come the end of the season. Obviously, Arsenal with a few injuries, it's a big opportunity for Liverpool to show what they're made of. And and I think they have to take that chance. So I think the pressure will be there from within the Liverpool team themselves to show everyone that they want to be there come the end of the season.
Simon, do you have a question?
Yeah, we were chatting, Jamie, about Gravenberch and his sort of role in that number 6. How do you feel he's got on then? Do you think, we talk about Rodri and Rice and these big sort of physical presence, do you think he's got that side of his game to be able to compete in what is a big game like this?
Yeah, I think so far this season, I think the Chelsea and United games, he's performed well. I think Arsenal and City are going to be 2 different tests, and I wouldn't put him on the level of maybe a Rice or a Rodri at this stage. I think he still has a lot to prove, but the signs are there that he's going to be able to adapt in this team, and his performances, I'd say, haven't really dropped below a 7 or 8. Like I was at the San Siro game this year, and he was absolutely incredible that day as well. But I think he's still young. He's still learning that role, similar to the way Rice was learning it maybe at West Ham. He's learning on the job, and especially with the way we didn't get Zubimendi this summer, I think they took a little bit of pressure off him because we didn't really know what way it was going to work. And Slot identified something that not even Klopp seen last year, and it's been working really well. So I think this is the big test, and if he does it against Arsenal, then I think there's a lot of optimism there from Liverpool fans going forward that this could be a big year.
Jamie, Joel Bayer here. Big Arsenal fan.
Hey, Joel.
Not a massive fan of Liverpool. Just wanted to let you know that everyone's praising you. Your team, you've done really well. Are you still suffering effects of thinking about the Nottingham Forest game by any chance? Just asking.
I don't know what you're talking about. That game was postponed.
So.
No, I think, listen, that game was a bit of a blip, but I think I gave Liverpool the wake-up call. I think in some games we've been good. Maybe our performances haven't really been 100%, but we're still getting over the line. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the main thing that we need, especially if we're going for a tight race against Arsenal and obviously Man City, which we both know full well don't drop many points. So we'll take the 1-0 loss, but if it means we still stay top of the league, then I don't mind that.
But do you honestly think you're going to win? That's the ultimate question.
Win on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have full confidence. I heard you talking in the studio before as well. I was talking about players that you wanted to bring in. The one player I wouldn't want to start, and I'm hoping that he doesn't, is Saka, because he's a match winner. But if he doesn't start, then you have Saliba, Calafiori, like Zinchenko against Salah. It's a guaranteed win right there.
well, hopefully Nunes starts, mate.
Listen, you never know which Nunes you're going to get, so I'd say that carefully.
It's never the good one with us, mate. Don't worry.
Clive, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. Jamie, obviously with Klopp going and Slot coming in, what do you think he's changed about how Liverpool play? Because Klopp's got such a huge personality. You can see his team all day. So now you guys come in and things feel different. What do you think he's changed in your mind?
Yeah, I think especially at the start of the season, some Liverpool fans were worried about the way we were going to play. And I think Slot, he's come out and he said he hasn't tried to change too much about what Klopp has done. There's still a bit of high energy about us. There's still the type of tempo that we want to play, but it's a lot more measured. We don't need to play that long ball or the chaos football that we've probably known to love under Klopp. And change can sometimes be difficult at times, but sometimes it's needed. Like a lot of times last season was very end-to-end games. We usually had to score 2 or 3 goals to win a game. Like remember last season against Arsenal when we conceded the first goal, then we had to start coming out a little bit more. We obviously got back into the game, but I think with Slot, what he's doing well is he's finding that balance right now. Joel, I think you said it as well, only 3 goals conceded so far in the league, the most clean sheets. We kept 10 clean sheets all of last season, and so far we have 5 in the league. So I think what Slot is doing is finding the balance, and I think that's really important. And then obviously the small adaptations around Gravenberch. And I think the big one as well, which a lot of people don't really talk about because he's doing well defensively, is Trent. I know Martinelli and Trent have obviously had a good few battles over the last few years, and Martinelli usually has got the advantage over him in some of the big games. But I think what Trent is doing really well this year is he's defending really well, and he's maybe not as involved going forward, but that's one of the reasons we've been so solid defensively. He did really well last week against Chelsea, and then the same against some of the big games. He did really well against United. So I think just keep doing what he's doing, keep the balance, and yeah, well, obviously we'll see where we land come the end of the season.
I think Trent's playing for the Real Madrid move, if I'm honest. and he's just one game away from a disaster defensively. So don't worry about it. Hopefully it's Sunday.
It sounds like more hope, Joel, than anything else.
Well, thank you very much for Jamie for joining us, and enjoy the game on Sunday. I want to wish you good luck, but I can't wish you too much luck. I think you understand.
No, that's all good. May the best team win. Cheers, guys.
May the best team win. I really, really like that indeed. And I just obviously have to mention that Zinchenko is injured as well, so we're not sure about where that's going to go. But Clive, does a win on Sunday then for Arsenal change the whole landscape?
It'll change my landscape. I think it'd be nice. Just seriously, I think it would be good. I think it's not. I don't want to say it's a statement win. I just think we need to see a win that really matters. Really matters. But I keep coming back to it. It's all about how we play and who plays. Honestly, I've got a lot of confidence if we have enough of our better players on the pitch, that we have a style of play we all know about, we have a collective spirit on and off the ball, we have a pattern of play that's well defined. So yeah, we are further along in our project, shall you say, than say Slot is. But so we should be able to impose that on them in a home game. So that's my feeling.
So can we do it?
Yeah, definitely can. Yeah, whether they will or not, I think it will depend a lot on the team. But from what this Arsenal side have shown, I think the mentality and the fight and the unity they've got is far greater than in previous years. Even that City game, where they painfully drew 2-2, I think they'll take belief in this game. And what it will do for this run coming up now, Chelsea away, Newcastle away, it feels big in terms of the momentum of this season to have that marker where if they got a result with players out, what it would do going into, coming up to the busy Christmas period as well, I think would be absolutely massive. So it feels like a huge moment in the season, I think.
Yeah, in the last 2 years, Arsenal have surprised me massively in a positive way. There's no secret, back in the day I was a bit of an Arteta out fan. But I think he's proved me wrong so many times. Who am I to doubt him this weekend? So we'll just leave it as that.
Come on, guys. I feel like we need some more confidence in the room.
Arsenal.
I asked you this question and everyone kind of was very flat.
We're trying to be sensible and measured, aren't we?
We can be sensible, but we can also be really optimistic and full of hope.
Realistic or optimistic?
I don't know. Optimistic.
Yeah. No, we can. We honestly can, but we're just honestly going to have to dig deep. And what the guys are saying, it's true. It really depends on the injuries as well, because we're not coming up against some mugs, all jokes aside. Fantastic record. Great. We haven't even spoken about Diaz, or Jota. So I think we're just going to have to be fully... Sorry, you did?
No. I said all right.
Yeah.
I need to sleep tonight.
Yeah, so we just have to be focused, no red cards, just play the game the way we trained this week.
I think we can do it, but maybe that's just the optimist in me.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.